Hi everyone, it's Suzanne with iCrafter, and today we are taking a look at the Kokeshi dress-up die set. In this die set, there are 14 metal dies. The Kokeshi dolls are traditional Japanese toys, and they are the inspiration for the Kokeshi dress-up figures. The doll does measure 2 1/8 by 3.5 inches long. There are a lot of dies, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. So you can have so much fun creating your own paper dolls. There are various hairstyles to choose from, some embellishments for the hair, some eyelashes, an umbrella, as well as a fan, and then the pieces to create your own kimono pieces out of washi paper, washi tape, as well as different colors of pattern paper as well. So let me go ahead and share with you the project that we're gonna make today. Here's a look at the tag that I created using the Kokeshi doll, and I used the paper doll to put onto a tag here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut out a tag just using some mixed media paper. So my tag measures 3 inches by 5 3/4. And so now I'm going to use some oxides just to add some color to the top of my tag. I'm going to start off with the spun sugar. I'm going to grab my eye brush and just lightly brush lightly onto the tag. Okay, so for my first layer, I just used spun sugar. I really love this color, and I just lightly went over the entire surface. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab this other oxide, and it's called the Pick Raspberry, just to add more vibrant color to the tag. Okay, so as you can see, I have covered my tag with both of those colors, and I'm going to go ahead and pull in the Japanese Kamiko stencil just to add a little subtle background to the top of this tag. So I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this right over the top. I'm not going to use any of the pixie spray or anything like that. Just going to go ahead and just lay it right over the top, just like that. Going to grab some water in my spritzer and just spray over the top. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Grab a paper towel just to pick up some of that excess. And I'm gonna go ahead and heat dry this with my heat embossing tool, and I'll be right back. So here's a look at the tag, and you can see where some of that stencil is peeking through on the top of this tag. And I'm okay with it not covering in certain spots, because again, I'm going to embellish it with the Kokeshi paper doll. So I really love just this extra added texture to the top of the tag. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let this dry just a little bit longer. So while that's drying, let's go ahead and start cutting pieces to start creating our doll. Just the colors of cardstock that I'm using, some black, some craft, some white, and also this gold foil paper that I have. And then to create the kimono here, I am going to use watercolor, so we will do that. But first, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my pieces out of this cardstock. Here, I've die cut the pieces. I've die cut her hair, the chopsticks, also the embellishment for her hair, the fan, and also I failed to mention that on this die, you do have the eyelashes, but you also have the tops of her sandal as well. Okay, so now that that's die cut, let's go ahead and watercolor a piece of watercolor paper so we can die cut the kimono. I have some watercolor paper here, and I am just gonna grab some of this lighter pink and just brush along this paper just like this. I'm going to grab a little bit of this darker pink, and this is where I will die cut the jacket to the kimono here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry just a little bit. I'll probably go back and just add a little bit more lighter pink to the bottom. And then once it's dry, I'll go ahead and die cut the pieces. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just add some ink right along the tag here. And I'm just using some distress ink along with the eye brush. Okay, that looks good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and just take the ink pad, some bubble wrap, and just press my bubble wrap into the ink pad. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and just stamp right on top of my tag using the bubble wrap. And I really love how it just adds that fun texture to your projects. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink it again. And let's go ahead and stamp it here. And again, this is just adding another layer to your project. And I think that looks good. I'm gonna give it a chance just to dry, and then I'm gonna come back with some gold foil and just add some fun touches to the tag. So I have some gold foil here and my glue pen, and I'm just gonna add some glue right along this corner here. Grab my foil and press it down, and then just lift. And it leaves a beautiful gold finish on top of the tag. Let's go ahead and add some more at the very top of the tag. And there you go, you can see that here. And let's add some right along here. And there you can see that beautiful foil finish right on top. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and let's begin assembling our paper doll. Here's my watercolor paper, and what I'm gonna do now is simply lay these down on top and run these through the die cutting machine. And you can see just a slight variation of colors. It's very subtle, but it's gonna be really pretty on this doll. Okay, let's go ahead and start assembling our doll. I've already added the eyelashes and the tops of her sandals. And there are little indentions onto the doll here, so you'll know exactly how to position these items here. So let's go ahead and add the collar. Okay, let's go ahead and add our collar. I've added just some adhesive to the back. Just like that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add her hair. And again, there are some other hairstyles, so you can have so much fun creating your own unique doll. Just going to add adhesive to the back. And let's go ahead and add that. Just like that. And let's go ahead and just pick this up a little bit because I moved it. There we go, just like that. Next, let's go ahead and add her kimono. And let's see, this will go right there. And this one will overlap just a little bit, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this side of her. And just line it up right against her collar. Just like that. I'm going to add some more adhesive to this side. And again, just lining it up right on her collar, underneath her collar, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add the panels or the contrasting panels to her kimono next. And instead of white, I'm gonna go ahead and cover them with washi tape. And this is the washi tape that I chose. Again, you can have so much fun with just different patterns. And I'm gonna go ahead and just adhere it right on the top, just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut right along the edge. And this instantly gives it a nice pattern. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this one down right along that side. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the washi tape on this panel here. Let's go ahead and grab the rest of this scrap here. And just line it up and then go ahead and cut around it. And I'm gonna go ahead and add adhesive to the back. Go ahead and adhere this down. And then let's go ahead and add her belt. And I just simply took the die. Let me grab that really quickly. Here's the die, and I simply just laid it on top of the washi tape, ran it through the die cutting machine, and took off the backing. And then you have your perfect die cut. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just lift this a little bit higher than I did on the example and adhere it down just like that. And look at how cute our doll is turning out. I really love this die set. So now let's go ahead and finish off by embellishing her hair. So this die here has the chopsticks as well as 2 flowers to embellish her hair. So I'm gonna just take my leftover watercolor paper and just go ahead and die cut the flower from this, and then I'll be back to finish off her hair. I just applied adhesive to the back of the chopsticks. Gonna lay that down there. Gonna grab my flower. And let's go ahead and just embellish the center of the flower with that smaller flower, just like that. Let's go ahead and take our fan and add it right along there. Let's bring in our tag, and we're gonna simply pop her up right on top with some pop dots. Okay, just added pop dots to the back of her. Go ahead and put her right in the center of the tag. Let's bring in some twine to finish off the top of our tag. Okay, gonna go ahead and just run this through our tag and just tie it into the knot at the top. Here's a look at our finished tag. I really enjoyed working with the Kokeshi dress up die set. I feel like you can get so many variations using this doll. Different types of paper, different types of patterns. You can definitely make each one unique. Here's the first one that I made. And as you can see, I used the same techniques, but with a few variations. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. We'd love to see your creations using this die. Definitely tag icrafter on Instagram or Facebook. We'd love to see what you come up with. Thank you so much for watching.